a lot of vision. They actually don't see any of the champions on the map right now.
Wow.
They have almost no idea what's going on, and a simple clairvoyance, as Soraka has, would reveal those areas quite nicely. And we already see that lack of vision has allowed Udyr to walk up and almost quite handedly flank and almost gank that Vladimir, but Vladimir using Sanguine Pool to escape that gank, and Guardsman Bob choosing not to push his champion into that fight. Will survive for now. But he does have control of that lane. As we can see, these purple minions as they are spawning are simply not yielding any benefit to the Noxian team. They're not giving any experience in gold out, as no one is there to reap those rewards.
All the exchanges so far have not hurt the Ionians one bit. In fact, Ionia seems to have the momentum in this early match.
Yeah, absolutely. And we even see that Ionia, and I talked about clairvoyance earlier, is actually doing a very good job of controlling the map in general. We can see that as far as wards are concerned, the Noxian team has dropped one single ward down in this brush, which can just barely spy into Dragon, but has no idea about any of the rest of these gank paths. So they have almost no vision of the entire map. Now, if we look at the entire map again, we can see that Ionia has placed wards over in one of the lower gank paths, directly in front of Dragon, inside the jungle, and even across the upper river as well. So the Ionians are very apt to not only gank better, as we saw earlier, but also are doing a very good job at revealing the entire map such that they are never surprised. And it seems that this is going to be a common advantage that will continue to push through the rest of this match, as the Ionians are going to be much better prepared for everything that Noxians throw at them, whereas the Noxians are going to be a little bit more surprised. We saw last time where there would be no reason for Misfortune to stand up there with Udyr directly behind her, and if she knew that, she would have already retreated, and that really resulted in that first kill.
Mm-hmm.
But a few things of note, though, is Udyr is coming back towards the top of the map. Now, Vladimir does see that. He has a ward right there. We can see Vladimir already knows he's coming, and there is the gank, and there's the Sanguine Pool. Let's see if he will chase. He will not. Vladimir will continue to run down past his turret, and he will be safe. But as I was saying, one of the interesting things going on is that the teams are allocating their resources a little bit differently. Now, there are two major monsters that spawn on each side of the map: the Golem, the Ancient Golem, and the Ancient Lizard. Or the Elder Lizard, I should say. And when they are killed, they confer a very large buff to the champion that slays it. A little bit of a fight at the bottom. Looks like both teams will be safe, though. Singe is very, very durable. It's very unlikely to see Singe die in a small fight.
True, very true.
So generally, Singe will be safe unless he makes a major mistake, which he may indeed, or get ganked or something. But Singe will generally be safe, as will Morgana. Both are very strong defensive options. Neither champion should die very easily. But what I was saying is Misfortune has been given the blessing of the Lizard Elder. Which allows all of his basic attacks to slow enemies and actually deal bonus damage when they hit. And so right now, anyone who tries to fight Misfortune 1 versus 1 will generally lose very, very handedly.
Just taking a look at the word on the wind here, in fact, there will be only one match. This is not a best of 3.
This is the best of one, and we can see that again, this is map awareness. They barely have vision of this camp down here, and there we go. There's the large team fight as the Mimi has passed open. Roku will blast over the wall, has already topped his as well. Frost picking up that kill on Edwy, and here we go. This is Singe going to drop down. Singe is about to die. Will they kill Singe? And they're trying so hard, but he's still running around, not dying. And there's the Hemo Plague from Vladimir, trying to drop down as many Ionians as he can. Will he be able to kill Soraka? No, he's going to get silenced, and he will get dropped down. That mage unable to do anything while silenced. Soraka with a very clutch play has him improve against Noxus, and does so, silencing Vladimir, one of the newest Noxian additions to the league, getting away with no health, and that was a triple kill for the Ionian-born Udyr.
Guardsman Bob scored a triple kill there. Ionia crushed in that exchange. Absolutely crushed. Noxus cannot be happy about this outcome.
That was hard. This is now 5 kills to 0. Every single one of the Noxian champions has died, and none of them have killed anything. I believe the Dragon kill also went to the Ionian team. Now, for those of you unaware with a lot of these neutral buffs on the map, the Dragon, when it dies, confers a large amount of gold and experience, not only to champions nearby. If you partake in killing the Dragon, you get some experience, but anyone on the map on that team will gain just globally golden experience as well, which will set your entire team up a very significant amount. You get about, if you add the benefits together, it's about worth killing 2 champions. So if we count this purely in champion kills, it's as though it were 7-0, which is a very, very huge advantage. It's a very, very strong thing to have happen for your team.
I have to admit, in looking at this match so far, it really shows that Ionia has something to prove. Noxus really needs to just calm down, execute their game plan, and stabilize this map.
Absolutely. So, their entire plan that they've been enacting from day one, or really, minute one of this match, has been controlling the map, and that's shown in every situation we've seen so far. The very first situation where Sion's gank on Ashe did nothing. Then right after Udyr's gank on Misfortune was just perfect and got them the very first kill of the game, and even gave the kill to Frost's Ash, which is just very, very powerful to give physical damage dealing champions those kills early on. Gold is so useful in these champions in these games. But then afterwards, we just saw so much ward control. We can see still that if we turn the Fog of War back off, they have a ward that's now useless as Dragon has died, but they're only warding to just watch their lane. Bottom lane has a ward and top lane has a ward, but that's it. They see nothing else on the map at all. We scroll back out and we see there's wards more towards the middle for the Ionian team. They can see passageways into and out of the jungle, and they used to have just all of the river warded, and they actually had what some summoners call a counter ward, a ward that can see invisibility they had dropped earlier to actually kill off the wards that that Noxus had dropped to watch those areas. So they've been much more apt to try to control vision of the map, and that's been really, really paying off for them. That's really the one thing that's been giving them such great power this game.
Needless to say, there is so much at stake right now involved in this particular match. Of particular note, should Ionia win this match, the resolution, according to the League of Legends, will be that Ionia will have their 3 provinces freed from Noxian control, and they will be restored to the rightful ownership of Ionia. Should Noxus win, Noxus will have permanent ownership over the 3 territories, and in fact, Ionia must yield certain governmental rights to Noxus within the Ionian seat of government. So a lot is on the line here.
Oh, and there we go. They are now diving onto this Vladimir. I believe he's already used Sanguine Pool. Guardsman Bug going to pick up another kill. He's now on a rampage. That is a 4-0 Udyr doing such great things. That is just phenomenal play. And actually, he's actually assisted or killed every single champion so far. Every single death that Noxus has suffered has been partially at the hands of Guardman Bob. Guardman Bob playing Udyr, and that is just, again, this is what I was talking about earlier, this powerful jungle that summoners commonly employ, whether they're limited by champion choices or not, is proving so very powerful, whereas Edwi's Scion is not able to quite reach that same level of dominance.
Another interesting note about that, Guardsman Bob and Poison Iden are summoners who typically cooperate with each other. They actually participate in matches together. But they found themselves at irreconcilable differences about the state of affairs in Ionia, and now they are against each other.
Yes, indeed. So even longtime friends just partaking in this political debate and just choosing sides. And now Guardsman Bob is back, and he has jumped onto Edwi, and Edwi is being slowed by the blessing of the Lower Elder. And there comes Eclipse into that fight as well. Not really necessary, trying to get a piece of that action, and actually stealing the kill away from Guardsman Bob.
Wow.
Which had to be intentional, but I think it's hilarious. That's dedication to yourself right there.
Perhaps the personal matches are in order, but I think they're going to have to take they're going to have to take some time to sort things out on their own for sure.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, this bottom lane, of course, both players still content to level their champions up and continue to just try to gain in power. They don't really feel confident roaming across the map and really causing things to happen. It's almost entirely been Guardsman Bob and Edwi, the summoners, who have been trying to instigate most of the action. Unfortunately for Edwi's Scion, Summoner Flash, specifically from Frost, has been just completely denying any of those combat attempts. And he's just gaining in power so steadily now. Has a lot of attack damage on that bow of his. Will be tossing out extremely powerful arrows, and that's just going to continue to cause significant troubles for the Noxian team. We can see a bit of a lull in the action now, as the players are sort of grouping back near those towers and trying to keep their resources alive, their map control somewhat dwindling now as the wards have timed out entirely for the Noxian team and finally put only one ward down right now, as they have very little vision of the map. Have finally dropped a new one right there, and that is a pink ward. That is a vision ward, which means that yes, they are going to attempt to wrest control of the dragon right now. This ward will see the other one, and Noxus will try to group up to take that advantage of vision over, and that is very smart for them. They have timed the respawn of this ancient dragon, and they will do what they can to equalize that score there. But this is looking so good for Ionia right now. There are players who are actually more apt to prepare for this. They're very nearby. They're ready for this fight. The exception actually now, Udyr's actually fallen back. He's grabbed some items to try to make himself more powerful for the coming fight, and that is a lot of items. That is a very powerful Udyr. But right now he's out of position for the next fight. If Noxus really went for this, they could actually force a 5v4 fight and possibly take over the dragon. But I don't believe they know this has happened, as again,
may
they're
be
ward
rattled.
control.
They may be rattled at this point.
Yeah, they're simply just, they're very afraid of their opponents right now. They know if they get into a fight shorthanded, they could possibly lose in the game entirely. And so they're very afraid of what could happen. But you can see the Ionians just don't care. They're just going for it entirely. They know they're more powerful than the Noxians. They're just going for this dragon right away. Guardsman Bob should have some of this fight ready to help his Udyr take down this dragon. And you can see the Noxians just not yet ready to jump in here. And they're just grouping around.